Universal Studios Hollywood is, in my opinion, one of the most frustrating parks, even more than Knott's Berry Farm. I've been to this park on 3 separate occasions, and I just can't seem to enjoy myself there. Long lines, screen based rides, and massive walks between attractions always seem to get the best of me. But I think there's a more glaring problem with Universal Studios Hollywood. Where are the coasters? Like in all my question videos, I don't have an answer and can only hypothesize, so if anyone has more knowledge than I do on this subject, sound off in the comments below. Universal Studios in Florida has 2 parks, and both have thrilling roller coasters. Islands of Adventure is literally stacked, and even Universal Studios Florida, the park that is supposed to be equivalent to their Hollywood location, has Rip Ride Rockit. Why? Why doesn't Universal Studios Hollywood have roller coasters? Sure, they have Mummy and Flight of the Hippogriff, but I mean, come on, those are family rides. So in today's video, I'll be speculating as to why Universal Studios Hollywood doesn't have a roller coaster, and if they were to add one, what would it be, and when? If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Let's jump in. I just quickly wanted to say that we are so close to 100 subscribers. It would mean the world to me if you could just click that subscribe button. Thank you. Universal Studios Hollywood is located in, well, Hollywood. This park is located up on a hill, which is very apparent when navigating the escalators between the upper and lower lots. I think this is problem number 1. Land. This park is literally built on a hill, which is not ideal for roller coasters, and it's also in a pretty tight area overall, surrounded by freeways and downtown. But if this were an issue, how could they add Super Nintendo World? This is a massive expansion, with an entire new land being added to the park, which takes tons of space, and of course, money. I want to get this out of the way. Unlike Six Flags or Cedar Fair, which tend to be strapped for cash, more so Six Flags, Universal is loaded. They can literally add whatever they want, whenever they want. A few other reasons I see them not adding a roller coaster. They might want to differentiate themselves from other roller coaster specific destinations in the area, like Six Flags Magic Mountain and Knott's Berry Farm. This would kind of make sense, except the Florida park is near SeaWorld Orlando and Busch Gardens Tampa, not to mention the Fun Spot parks, and all these primarily focus on roller coasters. Perhaps Universal Studios Hollywood prefers to focus on awful screen-based rides that feel like a movie theater. Okay, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. But again, as someone who is not into movies, many of the sets and references fly over my head, so I'm probably not getting the full experience anyway. I really think that the strongest case Universal Studios Hollywood has for not adding any roller coasters is how close it is to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Also, this park is a working movie studio, so maybe they can't have that kind of noise in the park. But I'm not really sure. They have that whole studio tour going with the tour guides on the microphone. Plus, they could just put the roller coaster far from the studio. Please, if anyone has another theory, let me know in the comments. Anyways, on to some speculation. The opening of Super Nintendo World has not been given a confirmed date, and also, as someone who is not super into Nintendo, this world kinda sucks. It is speculated to open around 2025, but maybe earlier or later, I have no idea. But either way, it'll definitely be a while. So when could a roller coaster be added? Maybe like 2027 or 2028, which is a really long time. Anyway, don't get sad yet. I think this could be a really good addition. Universal tends to go all out with new attractions, so I think the perfect addition is an SNS 4D free spin. Just kidding. I think a B&M Hyper is a fantastic addition, like amazing. First of all, there is no good Hyper west of Chicago, and it would look super menacing over the Universal Studios skyline, really just because they don't have anything else that's tall. In addition to being an awesome ride, they look very intimidating to the general public, but also give fairly mild rides considering their statistics. Very comfortable trains, and these things are capacity monsters, which is perfect for a park like this. Another point, remember the active movie studio I was talking about earlier? B&M Hypers can actually be pretty quiet rides. B&M can fill the track with sand, like how we saw in Fury, and that dampens the so-called B&M roar. substantially. If noise is really that big an issue, I wouldn't be surprised if they put like the scream shields found on Silver Star at Europa Park over the drops. Heck, they could even make this the world's first indoor hypercoaster. Imagine how awesome that would be. I'm not really sure what they could theme this to, but I'm just picturing a Space Mountain type hypercoaster, and that seems pretty euphoric. Anyway, other options could be some kind of inversion machine, like a B&M invert, that scare the general public. But we know Universal doesn't like B&M inverts after what they did to Dueling Dragons. Maybe some kind of weird coaster like Verbolten at Busch Gardens. I have no idea. I think a B&M Hyper 2027 is perfect. What do you think? Again, we are so close to 100 subscribers, and it would mean so much if you subscribed. Also, if you know more about this subject than I do, please let me know in the comments why Universal Studios Hollywood doesn't have any coasters. As always, I really appreciate you clicking on this video, and I'll see you in the next one.